Yo, what is up, guys? Joke here, bringing you another video for the Path of Exile Legacy of Phercia mini league that we have starting here on February 20th. I was deciding if I want to use one video going over all 19 of the new ascendancies or if I want to break it down into a class-based thing. And I've decided that I'm breaking it down into class videos. So I'm essentially going to go over the ascendancies for each class and my opinions on them in the hopes to keep this relatively shorter, as well as being able to go more in depth with it. So this first video is going to be going over the Ranger and her three ascendancies. Up first, we have the Daughter of Oshabi, right? And if we go ahead and take a look at this, we have Spell Slinging. Skill supported by Spell Slinger have a 50% increased CDR and 50% reduced mana reservation. That's really strong. Then we have Sacred Wisp giving us 2 additional Wisp. That's pretty strong. Oath of the Magi, I hate with every fiber of my being. I think Lance was the only one to do anything successful with it, and that like a league when we had those ascendancies. I don't even remember what one it was, but that's essentially what that's from, right? Then we have Forest Tracking, 2% increased attack damage per 450% evasion. That is pretty good if you pair it with something like the Queen of the Forest and you just do a bunch of evasion stacking or like deck stacking. That might actually work out really fast and give you a pretty fast character that has like a decent defense, right? Then we have Roots of the Grove. This was my initial idea, right? So we have Roots of the Grove, and pretty much what it does is it makes all of our damage poison as long as an enemy has 5 grasping vines. You inflict 1 grasping vine on hit, and you have +2 to the number of a maximum Sacred Wisp, right? So pretty much every wand attack around a boss or elite is going to uh, hit 5 times if you're using any kind of projectile, right? You're usually going to be getting to 5 stacks pretty fast. My thought was like kinetic blast with returning proj with like sniper marks and poison tri elemental, right? That way I'm able to go ahead and stack it super easily. My base damage that I would use for the poison super easily. And then we'd go Sacred Wisp. And then we would go probably the Woodland Shrines and the Innate Blessing. I wouldn't be going spell slinging because I wouldn't really be casting a spell. I would just be attacking with my wand and kinetic blast. And it's been a little while since I played, but I feel like that'd be relatively strong. As well as with the Woodland Shrine and the Innate Blessing, even though they're removing the Atlas passive tree to where I will no longer be able to just act Shrine Effect on there. There may be some idols that have Shrine Effect, but there are items that have Shrine Effect, right? I'm gonna try to grab a goal and a Blunderbore as soon as I can. Yes, the Blunderbore 500 or 700 strength is going to be a bitch to hit, but I think it's going to be overall worth it, just because of the shrine effects, as well as the shrines that we're going to be getting from this, the shrines we're going to be getting from the goal. They're all going to be 125% increased or something like that. So they're going to be super strong. The character overall should be a super fast mapper. That's my first idea. So Kinetic Blast, Poison, Daughter of Oshabi. Then we have Whisperer as the second ascendancy. We have Not a Word, 50% increased blind effect, 100% increased stealth, blind enemies on hit, pretty good defensive layer. Your mind is destroyed, increases in reductions to spell damage, also apply to attacks at 150% their value. So I'm pretty sure this is literally just Crown of Eyes. Um, have you forgotten? Projectiles from attacks fork. Projectiles from attacks can fork 1 additional time. This is insanely strong with like returning proj, right? At least I believe it should be. Either way, that's going to be insanely strong. Then we have 100% physical damage taken from mana before life. So we have the Mind Over Matter from Path of Exile 2, an Infinite Pursuit. Intelligence provides no inherent bonus to mana, +1 maximum mana per dex, 50% increased mana cost to skills. Attacks have added lightning damage equal to 4% of maximum mana. So they're essentially doing like int stacking for they're essentially doing int stacking just built directly into the character, right? Because well, instead of int stacking, I guess it would be dex stacking, but you do it like you would an int stacker, if that makes any sense. And then we have wait a little, gain 10 rage after spending a total of 200 mana. That's literally nothing, especially if you have it paired with We Know All. So this is going to be insanely easy to have max rage. Then you have Breathe the Deep, 50% increased mana recovery from Flask. Non instant mana recovery from Flask is also recovered as life. That's pretty cool. And then there's more. +4 frenzy charges, +4 power charges. In case you don't know, frenzy charges give you 4% attack speed, 4% cast speed, and 4% more damage per charge. So you're going to be at 16, 16, and 16. And then power charges give you 50% increased critical strike chance. So that's 200% increased critical strike chance. Pretty strong there. If I was to go a wanding character, it would be kind of the obvious nodes, right? We would go projectiles fork, your mind is destroyed, we know all, and we would have to take an infinite pursuit, right? Otherwise, we would go to we know all, wait a little, there is more, and then potentially have you forgotten? No, that's 8 points, right? 2, 4, yeah, that's 8. Shit. So, wow, there's too many good nodes. That's wild. There's too many good nodes. And then the wild speaker is the last Ascendency. Flesh of Teeth gain level 30 aspect of the cat. Aspect of the cat has no reservation. Feathered Scales gives you aspect of the avian level 30, same thing. Pack Mentality, trigger a level 20 summon spectral wolf on crit. And then above the clouds, 200% increased aspect of the avian buff effect. Sorry about that. If we go to aspect of the avian, what does that do? It's 10 to 14% movement speed. We would be getting these 14s, right? Because this is what the level 30 skill is giving us. So 12% chance for double damage and 14% movement speed, essentially. And times 200. So fuck. What? 36% double damage and 42 movement speed. I might have done that math wrong. Quick maths in my head is not always the greatest. Scourge of the Wilds. Minions deal 1% increased damage per 5 dex, and this next line is the one I care about. Increases and reductions to minion damage also affect you at 100%, 50% of their value. Then you have an Inspired Learning just as an Ascendency, which is pretty cool. Great Wolf's Call. You and nearby party members share charges, and you have Tailwind, which is pretty cool. Fearful Symmetry. Gain maximum number of frenzy and power charges when you gain cat stealth. So this would be usually paired with the oh wait, not usually, it's 100% of the time. Uh and this is going to give you the 4 power charges. No, this is going to give you 3. No. Yeah, it's going to give you 4 power charges and 4 frenzy charges. So same thing as the other one, but a different node. And you have to have aspect of the cat up. But aspect of the cat is good anyways because you get extra cast and attack speed and crit chance and a chance to avoid damage, right? So I tried to speed through those. And what are we looking at for time? Oh, hey, that's only about 10 minutes. That's not that bad. Honestly, all three of these ascendancies are insanely good. First thing that came to mind with all three of them essentially is being a wander, right? Well, at least with the Whisperer and the Daughter of Oshabi, both of those really made me lean like wander. But you could also make some really effective bow characters, especially or like lightning strike. A lightning strike whisperer would probably be pretty strong since the projectiles fork, right? And lightning strike's biggest thing is the amount of projectiles that you get out there. Kind of like spark, but it says projectiles from attacks. So spark wouldn't work. So think like bow character, a wander character, stuff like that. Daughter of a Shabi, like I said, this seems like a very headhunter character, right? You want to use a skill like that can scale super easily with the headhunter buffs. So go poison based with the roots of the grove because that's going to make all your damage be able to poison, and poison scaling with headhunter with this node is going to be pretty good. And the reason why I keep saying headhunter is because you have woodland shrines and innate blessings on top of having the goal and blunderbore. So you are going to have essentially a headhunter 100% of the time before you have a headhunter. um Wild speaker is kind of just like a warden to me, honestly. That's what it feels like. I know it looks nothing like a warden, but that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like raider, right? It feels like that classic like third ascendancy that's okay, but not really like the greatest. I mean, you have the free power charges and the free frenzy charges, which is really cool. And then you have tailwind, you have the aspect of the cat, you have free spell suppression, like 100% spell suppression. The 15% to the amount doesn't matter that much because uh you would still be at like 38 or 40% if you take a spell suppression mastery and the couple of nodes on the right side of the tree, right? But I want to end this video. I don't want it to be any longer. If I had to rank these, I would say probably Whisper is going to be 1, Daughter of Oshabi would be 2, and Wild Speaker would be 3 in a ranks of like viability. Um, just because of the fact that this has the Have You Forgotten, and this would be so easy to do a lightning strike character with, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.